Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, you are going to learn about recursion and how to use recursion. So, what is recursion? Recursion is a function that calls itself in order to repeat a certain process until a predefined condition is met. Wait, before we continue, subscribe to this channel now so that when we get another tutorial, you will have access to them without wasting time. So now let's continue. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say we have function counts down and it takes number as a parameter and it now calls itself like this, counts down, number minus 1. So like this, it calls itself. Then we have recursion because it is calling itself. It will be repeating the process by calling itself and carrying out some certain operation. We have recursion. Okay, wait. There are two things you have to have in mind when you are dealing with recursion. The first thing is the base condition that ends the operation. You have to define a condition that would terminate the operation once the condition is met. For example, let's say we have if number is less than 1, we want to just end the operation return and we want to return 0. So once the number is less than 1, automatically our application will return 0 and the operation will stop. That is the base condition that stops the operation, because if we don't have that base condition, then the operation will continue forever and it can crash your browser or crash your application. And that is why there must be a base operation, except you want it to go forever and you are sure of what you are doing. But most of the time we always give a base condition. So the second thing you have to know that a recursion has to call itself, and that is what we have here. And in this case, what are we trying to do? We are trying to create a function that counts down from a certain number. Let's say we have 5. We have to count down from 5 to 0 or 1. So if that will happen, how is it going to work? Let's check whether this one works before I explain it so that you get it properly. Let's just call the function counts down. Okay, counts down. Let's pass a number to it. Let's pass 7. So let's save it and let's check the browser and see what happens. Boom! Yes, what is happening? It's not working. Okay, what is happening? Okay, on time. Okay, it's not working. Okay, let me see what is up. Counts down 7. Okay, it's not working because we are missing something. We are not logging anything. It's actually working, but we are not logging anything, and that is why we don't see anything. Let's just do console.log. Let's log the number. So number, we are logging the number. If we check it right now, it will work, and let's see what happens. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, it works. Can you see that? We have 4, 3, 2, 1, and everything is working. It is counting down from 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is counts down, right? So how does that happen? Let me explain how it works. We pass 7 here, right? And by the time 7 gets here, right, it will compare it that is it less than 1? 7 is not less than 1. Then this one will not do anything. It will come here, it will console.log 7, right? And it will now call this function again and it will subtract 1 from number. Then we have 6, right? So but when it calls itself again, this is what is happening. We now have count down. The second time it's calling itself, we have 6 here, right? We have 6, right? So it will get here and check whether number is less than 1, and it is not less than 1 because it is 6. Then it will come here, it will console.log 6, right? Because we passed 6, right? So this one is now 6, right? 6 minus 1, then it will be 5. Then we now have count down 5. The next operation 5. This one will also come here, right? It will check whether 5 is less than 1. It's not less than 1. Then it will move here. It will console.log 5, right? Then it will subtract 1 from 5. Then it will now call itself again. Then the next operation will be counts down. It will be 4. So then by calling itself, it comes here, right? It will check whether number is less than 1, number is not less than 1, then it will come here, it will console.log number, which is 4, it will log it, then it subtracts 1 from 4, then we have 3. Count down, right? It goes 3 again, right? You get what happens like that. It check whether number is less than 1, it's not less than 1, then it's console.log number, which is 3, then it will console.log 3, then it subtracts 1 from 3, then we have 2 here. That means we have 2 here, right? So then this one will be 2, then it calls itself again, it check whether 2 is less than 1, it's not less than 1, then it will console.log 2, then it subtracts 1 from 2, then we have something else. We now have 1, right? So it will check whether 1 is less than 1, 1 is not less than 1, this one will not do anything, then it will now subtract 1 from 1, then it will be 0, then we now have 0, right? So when 0 calls itself, it check whether 0 is less than 1, 0 is less than 1, then it will return 0. But if you check the last option we saw, right, we only have 1 here. So why do we have 1? Because it returns 0. Why don't we have 0 here? This is what is happening. Return is different from console.log. If we console.log it, then it will be part of it. Console.log 0, right? Instead of return 0, then we now do true here, right? 0 will be part of it, but we have to remove all of these functions because I just used them to explain. So we have to remove these ones. Let's check whether it is working. It's going to work. Let's see whether it's going to work or not. Boom! Yes, it's working. Can you see it is counting down from 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Yes, that is it. So it is counting down by calling itself and subtracting 1 from the number. The first time it subtracts 1, then it logs 6. The second time it subtracts 1, it logs 5. The next time it subtracts 1, it logs 4, and so on until we get to 0. That is how it works. That is how recursion works. Anytime you want something to keep calling itself until that operation ends, then you have recursion. That is recursion. How do we use recursion to do something else in real life? Recursion can be used to do a lot of things like factorial. You can use it to loop through elements and their children and things like that. A lot of other things. We use it in merge sort algorithm and a lot of other things. But now we just focus on recursion, and that is the only thing we want to talk about. And in the next lesson, I will use it to deal with factorial and some other things. I've used it before on this channel. I've used it to create slideshow, and I have used it to create merge sort algorithm. You can check them out and you will see how I use recursion. Now that this one is working, let's check for the last time, because repetition aids retention. What this one does is that it creates the base condition that once it is met, the operation will stop. I call it, don't forget, what did I call it? Terminator. Yes, you get it, you don't forget. So don't forget, that is what I call it. Terminator. But not the one in certain movie in the past. I'm talking about something that ends something. Terminator, ends. That's what I mean. I don't mean someone in a certain movie. That is it. So then it has to call itself. Before it calls itself, we log the number, right? Then it calls itself and we subtract 1 from the number. Then the operation will continue, repeat itself like I explained before, like this. You can see it keeps calling itself until it gets to 0. Once it gets to 0, this condition will be met and the operation will stop. But if there is nothing like that, it will continue forever and ever. But we want it to stop, and that was why we put that terminator there so that it terminates it. That's it. Let's check it for the last time and put something else to see whether it's still working or not. For the last time, let's check something. Let's check 10 and let's see if it's work. I'm scared. Let me see if it's going to work. Okay, let's check it out whether it's going to work or not. Let's see that. Boom! Yes. It works. 10, 9, 8, etc. It works. And that takes us to the end of this tutorial. Don't forget, a true Roman never surrenders. See you next time. Hey! Have you been struggling to learn and build projects with JavaScript? Oh no, you too can code. People like you have been struggling to understand and build projects with JavaScript because you have been learning with the wrong resources that make everything so difficult to learn. And there is nobody to be there for you anytime you are stuck. That is why I have put together my long experience of working with JavaScript, and I also took a year of my life to provide solutions to the problem beginners always face in learning and building projects with JavaScript. Now you can learn with a tested and trusted program that makes use of simple examples and amazing illustrations that make everything so easy to learn. And my team and I will always guide you, mentor you, and always be there for you anytime you are stuck. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in this post right now to start learning JavaScript the easy way. I will teach you JavaScript to be unstoppable. See you soon.